How you can get a better car payment with a high credit score, start your own business. And the short answer is you shouldn't. We run two companies. I'm simply not good enough. I have absolutely not achieved my goals. I'm not gonna go into details on why. And sometimes I share my findings. They don't trust you. We got our product and we don't sell a single band. We had a negative balance of about $84,418.83. Hi, my name is Stas, and in this video we are going to talk about credit score and why it is important. And no, I am not talking about how you can get a better car payment with a high credit score or a better mortgage rate. Instead, I'm going to share my thoughts and my personal experience how high credit score can help you start your own business. A few things about myself and why you should listen to me, and the short answer is you shouldn't. I'm 30 years old, and together with my wife we run two companies, and we are working on launching our third company as we speak. At this moment we have a subscription-based fitness service and a company that sells fitness accessories. Today I am 100% focused on our businesses, but before that I used to work as a software quality assurance engineer for a pretty big companies. A question: why YouTube? Why am I recording this video, and why am I even talking about a credit score? Well, first of all, let me start by this is my very first YouTube video that I've recorded ever. I'm not sure if I'm going to post this, but if you're watching this, I probably did. Also, I was originally planning on recording this video back in January 2020, exactly a year ago. And I was just finding excuses or reasons not to record this video, thinking that nobody's gonna listen to me and I'm simply not good enough for YouTube. But a year later, here we are. But why? Why am I recording this? I'm very interested in business and personal development. I've been trying to build a businesses for many years, and over the years I have accumulated some experience. I've read some books that have validated some of my personal beliefs, and I've just learned some things that I apply in my life and business daily. But let me tell you something, I have absolutely not achieved my goals in life and business. But I do see some level of success that makes me believe that I am on the right path. Sometimes I share my findings and my personal experience with people I know, and I happen to influence some of them, and they started looking at things differently, and it helped them. So I thought, why not just record a video, and hopefully it's gonna help somebody else as well. So yeah, I'm just a dude with a Russian accent sharing things that I find interesting. Now, let's move to a credit score part and why it is important. Wikipedia says that a credit score is a numerical expression based on the level analysis of a person's credit file to represent creditworthiness of an individual. A credit score is primarily based on the credit report information typically sourced from credit bureaus. In the United States, credit scores can range anywhere from 300 to 850 points. In other words, the higher your score is, the more banks and lenders trust you. Now, let me give you a few examples of how bad and good credit score can affect your life. For example, with a bad credit score, you will have difficulties getting a new phone. Let's say a new iPhone came out and it's usually priced about $1,000. What most people will do, they will go and get a new phone on a contract that will allow them to pay off the phone monthly together with their phone bill. But what if your credit score is low? Well, the company is not gonna let you get your new phone on the payment plan because based on your low credit scores, they don't trust you. Now, if your credit score would have been just a little bit higher, they would probably give you a new phone on a payment plan. But if you also wanted to get a new car, you probably could, but you will not qualify for the high finance tier and you will just end up paying more interest on your car payment. But what if your credit score is high? Well, this would have allowed you to get the same car on the lower payment because you would have qualified for the higher tier financing, which will make your interest lower. But what else a high credit score can help you with? it can help you start a business. And this is what I'm going to focus in this video. We've started our fitness accessories company back in August 2019. And we have decided to start our business by selling resistance bands. I'm not gonna go into details on why and how we came to this decision, but this was our first product. We found a manufacturer in China, and after a few sample orders, we finally came to the point where we were ready to place a mass production order. Now, after we've made a decision to start a business, but before we have placed our order, I've registered an limited liability company and opened a bank account. This was done to separate our personal and business expenses and to protect ourselves in case if anything will go wrong with the company. Once the company was registered, I have opened a business checking account, and my first personal deposit was $100. Together with a checking account, I have also applied for a 0% interest credit card, and this is where the credit score game comes in play. Because I have a pretty good credit score, I believe at the time of this recording, my score is about 800, 805. The bank has approved my application and provided me with a credit line of $18,000, which I believe is not bad for a brand new business. Now, fast forward to the moment where we were ready to place our first mass production order. We have decided to start slow, test the market to see how people like our products. So we placed an order of 900 resistance bands. It was 300 bands in 3 different colors. The total for our first order, including shipping, came up to about $3,000. And you probably guessed it, I paid it with my brand new business credit card. Now, what was my way of thinking? I have a 0% interest card for the next year. What is the worst thing that can happen? The worst thing is we got our product and we don't sell a single band. Nobody buys it and we have $3,000 worth of dead product. The deal with my bank is I have to do a minimum payment of about $35 every month, and I have to pay off my balance by the end of a 0% interest period. Otherwise, I will end up paying a very high interest, and nobody wants that. So the worst case scenario, I'm going to have about $3,000 in debt that I have to pay over the course of next year, which is going to be about $250 a month, which is not bad for a business risk. Before the product has arrived, I had some additional business expenses that I have covered with my credit card. We had to order some custom poly bags that we are going to ship our products in. I've also needed to pay Shopify subscription, which is about $30 a month. So basically, we had a few more expenses that we needed to cover, and at the day of launch, we had a negative balance of about $4,000. Then comes the day, and our product is in. 900 resistance bands are ready to go. We've made an announcement on my wife's Instagram page. An important disclaimer. My wife Yulia is sharing her fitness journey on her Instagram page where she has built a community. So we already had an audience that was potentially interested in what we had to offer. We have opened our website to the public on August 10th, 2019, and on our very first day, we have made 87 sales for the total amount of $3,000. And we have made our $4,000 investment back the next day by noon. We were 1.5 days into our new business, and we have already made our money back, and we still had about 500 bands available for purchase. Basically, we have made enough to pay off our balance, and whatever we sell after that point was going to be a profit. But what we have decided to do, obviously, place a restock order, and this time we have ordered 3,000 bands for $6,000. Remember that I had a $18,000 limit that have allowed me to pay for this order. At that point, 2 days into our business, I felt confident in placing a bigger order. But again, the worst case scenario is nobody is going to buy any of our new bands, and we're gonna have $6,000 balance that we would need to figure something out and pay it off within the next 12 months. We've placed our second order, but remember that we still had some stock from our first order. And what happened is, by the time the manufacturing of our second order was done, the product from the first order has already paid the whole balance of our second order. So we had a bigger order that has been already paid for. And so you got an idea. We started rolling this snowball, placing new and bigger orders, introducing new designs and products. Fast forward to December 31st, 2019. Our store made a total of $84,418.83 in sales. And one thing to mention, this was all done with a $100 initial deposit to open a bank account and a good credit line. Another thing to mention, as of December 31st, 2019, we had about $25,000 worth of debt waiting for our next order. However, we had about $180,000 worth of stock available to sell. So yeah, this is a story how a good credit score has helped us launch one of our businesses by leveraging my good credit score and bank's money. And what would have been the story if my score wasn't as good? Maybe I couldn't qualify for a 0% credit card. Or maybe I would have a lower credit line that would have not allowed me to place bigger orders, which would have slowed down the process. Also, I'm not saying that you should go and start a business right now, open a credit card, buy some product and sell it. Remember, it is your responsibility and obligation to pay off your loan, so definitely think about your actions and weigh all your steps and risks. I know so many people that think it's so hard to start a business and you need a lot of money to start. Well, maybe all you need is a good plan, good credit score, and $100. I hope you find this video interesting and maybe helpful. If you find this interesting, please let me know in the comment below. I would greatly appreciate this. Please consider liking this video and subscribing. And also, if you have a question or an idea of the video that you would like to see next, please let me know in the comments below. Thank you very much for watching. By the way, this is not a green screen. I'm in my warehouse.